somebody else. Cause I'm over it, just need a little help. Are you coming home with me? If not you, then somebody, somebody else, somebody else. Somebody else, somebody else. If not you, then somebody, somebody else, somebody else. Somebody else, somebody else. If not you, then somebody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello, everybody, to the Bro Community Cup. Man, oh man, this is going to be a fun-filled day. Maxpresso, welcome to you, dear sir.
Hello. Excited for some Rocket League today.
Yeah, we are very excited. So we've got the Bro Community Cup. Now, for those of you who haven't been part of this before, it is basically just a tournament where all the bros can compete against each other and have the bragging rights at the very end. So for today, we have the first stages, which is a Swiss stage. So we have 8 teams that have entered, 8 teams of 3 members each. So they will be playing in a Swiss round, and they'll be playing 4 rounds. Now the end goal for today is to have the top 4 teams, and then once those top 4 are decided, they will then go to next week Sunday and play the grand semifinals and the grand finals. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited for today. I don't know about you.
Pretty exciting, and it's going to be interesting to see the teams today. I mean, it's pretty random, and I think it is random in terms of how the teams were made. So, gonna see if any teams can get some insane synergy off, some insane passes maybe, and of course we'll be looking out for some mechie plays.
100%. So the team names, as you can see on your screen right now, they are all really weird and random team names made up from the first 2 letters of every player in every team. So I'm not going to tell you exactly who is what, because I don't even know. So for today, we're literally just jumping into games. We've got 3 games being casted all at the same time. So Mac and I will be casting on one game specifically, and then every now and then we will switch to some of the other games just to see what's happening there. So yeah, today is a very interesting day for us, and we're gonna see how this goes. We're excited. I hope you are too. The first matches are set to start at 12:15, so we do have a few minutes before the first match kicks off. Now let me see quickly in the lobby that we are at the moment. I need to just have a look at the team names just to make sure who is where. So, in the one team, we have Vokoda, which is Complex, Taps, and Fury. And in the other team, we have... Let me just double check everything here. We have Scraffy's team, which is Ramoro, which is Genzander, Morris, and Scraffy. So this is going to be very interesting. The idea behind today, behind all these matches, is that the teams are all very balanced. So all the teams have been chosen at random. No one has decided on their teams beforehand. So everyone signed up solo, and based on their ranks, they then join a team. So if you're a platinum player, you get teamed up with a diamond and a champ, for example. That is to keep things fair. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting day.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait to see. Like, I'm hoping for some cool plays. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on anything. Cause yeah, obviously, as you said, random teams and random ranks for the most part. So we'll see. Well, I mean, I'm a firm believer that if you have comms, then it helps a lot, and you can get maybe a rank higher than you usually with comms, because it's just nice to actually be able to communicate with people.
Yeah. 100%. Let's quickly have a look in the chat. We have Dafu. We have Sixpenny Sunset. We have Yoshi. Welcome to you guys. Dafu, what is going on? Why do you seem a little upset? Sixpenny, hey Dutch. Hey Penny, how are you doing? Yoshi, editing and listening to a Dutch stream. I mean, what better way is there to spend a Sunday, if I may say so myself? Now, guys, this is all a throw together, so have fun with me because I don't know where we're going with this. This is going to be a very interesting day. So I'm here to have fun. I hope you are too. So your power is out. Oh, Dafu, I'm so sorry, man. I know that you signed up. That is a big rip. But hopefully your team carries and you can get to next week, Sunday as well. Okay, so for Koda and Remoro, these teams are now just getting ready to play. I see that they're going in and out of lobbies, so I'm not quite sure what the issue is. I think they're just testing for ping. As far as I understand, Scraffy has some sort of internet issue. The Creator, welcome to you, sir. How are you? Mac, you are in my party, right? You can see what's
Yes,
happening
I am.
in the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been leaving and joining and leaving and joining.
100%. All right.
It looks like we're still leaving and joining.
Still leaving and joining. All right. Let me just tell them that we are ready to go when they are. So just to give you an idea of how today is going to work, we are going to be casting on a specific game, myself and Maxpresso, and then we're going to be switching over to others as well. So for example, one of our admins, Alex, he is also playing in one of the games, so it'll be a point of view from his side. This is his team ready and waiting. And then we've got one of the other moderators, Sean, who's also spectating for us so that we can flip between games as you do. I don't know if any of you watch the Premier League, but some days they have goal rush,
Yeah.
which means that we can just quickly flip over to another game when something interesting happens, or just when something in our game is not super interesting. So we're gonna try and keep up with everyone. This is gonna be very, very, very fun. And I'm looking forward to it.
Furry is asking if I could leave so Falcon can join.
That is very interesting. Why?
Do we not have enough?
No, we have eight in the party, but he's saying never mind. So
Okay. And we're leaving again.
Dichtbroekie, welcome, sir. Navid's on the road back from Swellendam. Oh, right. Enjoy the trip, my dude. Right, Black Fang, welcome to you, sir. Retro. I'm gonna stick to Retro. Sheesh. Welcome, Retro. How are you? This is gonna be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to this. I know I've said that probably 10 times already. But yeah, this is super exciting for me. It is the first Bro Community Cup I've been part of. So I mean, I'm just super excited. So
Yeah, no, it's gonna be sick. But like you said earlier, what better way to spend a Sunday? I mean, there's electricity on today. There's some good old Rocket League. I mean, sit back and relax, I suppose.
that is correct. All right, it looks like we are playing. So let's switch to the page, and let's get it going.
Alrighty, so here we have first game, Vokoda versus Remoro. And I definitely recognize a couple players in here. I assume you do too, Dutch.
I know every player in here because these are all bros. And,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
these are all pros. Yeah.
So just to give you an idea on the basic ranks, as far as I know, I'm not 100% sure, but let's go down the list. So Footy, for example, what a shot by Taps though. Early goal here, beautiful play. Footy with a nice infield pass, and Taps just slots that home. We got some toxicity in the chat already from Complex asking one of the players if they have 0 points. Anyway, so ranks. Footy is a Grand Champ in 2s. I think he's a Champ 2 in 3s. Scraffy is very similar. Taps is Champ 2. Morris is also close to GC as far as I know. But then the Dogman is a lower rank player. I think he's in Diamond. And then we have one other. Complex is also quite highly ranked. So this is actually pretty stacked lobby.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not going to
pretty-
lie. So what we asked everyone is to give us their average 3s rank. Now, for the Dogman, I actually think that might be Platinum. And for the rest, I know Taps is in Diamond if it comes to 3s. But in 2s, obviously, these players are all higher ranked than that.
But nice game so far. It's looking fairly even. Obviously, that initial goal by Vokoda, but it's settling down a bit. All these players obviously going to be settling into these games as they go on. First game, we saw a couple of whiffs and misses at the start, but here we have Complex with a nice shot on target, and going to get the goal with a nice lime splash. I'm very jealous of that.
As far as I know, the Lime Splash is a reward from the Twitch, from Rocket League Twitch channel. Isn't that correct?
Yes. Unfortunately, but it's a bit on the rarer side to get a painted splash. I just seem to keep getting the RLCS Octane decal in different colors.
Yeah, I made the mistake. I once got the purple splash, and then somehow I lost it. I either traded it in or traded it with someone else, and now I'm Now I'm very upset about that.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
purple back in this one.
it is now 2-0 to Furi and Co. I just need to confirm what is their team name, because that is the weirdest part of today, that all these names are so weird. So this is Vokoda leading 2-0. I would say it has been pretty even so far, but the blue team does seem to have a bit more of an aggression in the first half of this game.
Yeah, no, as we were sort of noticing, like these teams are going back and forth. It's not like let me check the team. Remoro are sort of falling behind, but I'd say, you know, Vokoda have taken their chances a bit better. Obviously, that first shot by Taps at the start, I mean, that was definitely worthy of the goal. So we'll have to see how they can respond here. Half the game's still left for Remoro, so they can come back here, but that's not going to help us. Complex putting it up high. A good save by Scraffy. And here's more pressure coming out from the blue team.
Oh, it seems like Vokoda is really just all over the orange team at this stage. We're hoping for a bit of a comeback here. Obviously, it is a best of 3. I know they've set up a best of 5, but it's supposed to be a best of 3. This just adds to the confusion for the day. But yeah, so far we haven't really seen much from. As I say that, Commentator's Curse hits me early on today. As we see a goal there from Scraffy on behalf of Remoro. And that makes it 2-1. Now we've got just under 2 minutes left, so there's still plenty of time for anything to happen in this match.
Yeah, suddenly that 1 goal difference, and if you're Remoro, you want to really get the game now. They've settled into it, while the Scraffy here has, I mean, what an absolutely lovely double tap after he just scored the previous goal. Scraffy absolutely 3v1ing to get his team back on the board, and within the span of about 20 seconds, it's 2-2.
What a comeback there from Scraffy playing the solo game. As you said, it's a beautiful, beautiful solo play there. Nice air dribble and just a double tap to finish it off with the quality that we expect from a player like Scraffy. Which is interesting. An interesting point about Scraffy is that him, along with Sonic and Limitless, were Team Project X. Now, Project X have of course played in RLCS a few times. They've made it into close qualies a couple times, but not quite yet to main event. And an interesting change-up, though, because Scraffy and Limitless have both left Team Project X and went on to make Monolith Esports.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone in chat is interested, they are currently looking for a third member. Keep in mind that they are GC2 in 2s and I think Champ 3 in 3s. So they are quite a high-ranked team.
That's kind of that's a badass name, Monolith. I like
Monolith Esports. I do like that a lot.
But we'll have to see what the Monolith player can do. Scraffy, I mean, he's got 544 points currently. We'll see if he can get the win as he fakes out Complex there. Him in a one-on-one, unfortunately, doesn't get the flick he wanted. Now we see Vokoda moving down the pitch. That aggression they've shown so many times, but at the moment, credit to Remoro, but I mean, credit mostly to Scraffy. He just seems everywhere for them. There's a nice pass by Moraz and a good shot on target by Scraffy. Very back and forth at the moment as this final goal as we approach the 10 seconds before OT. First game, first OT, what do we think, Dutch?
Man, if this is a precursor of what's to come for the day, count me in.
There it is, our first OT. We'll have to see what both teams can do here. Obviously, Vokoda were absolutely dominating the game at the start, but credit to Remoro, they came into it. Scraffy with some fantastic solo plays. We'll have to see if he can still do that in this game, as here come Vokoda moving down the pitch, but a nice defensive effort by Moraz.
Yeah, both these teams now are just throwing everything they have to try and get this first win of the best of 3, because today, as I said before, is a Swiss format, and every team will have 4 rounds to play. At the end of the day, we'll know who our top 4 is, and those 4 teams will then go on to play in the finals next week, Sunday. So it would be a good start for either of these teams to win this very first game. It adds to their motivation, it adds to their confidence, and I mean, what better way to start than to start with a W?
Yeah, true. You wanna get off to as fast a start as possible in Rocket League, because it's definitely a game with a lot of momentum about it. So either of these teams will be hoping to take this first game, and who knows, that might be what they need to get going. Or I mean, we've even seen it where teams take a loss and that's what they need to get going. So it'll be exciting to see how these teams grow in the series so far. But like it's been the entire time, this overtime is very back and forth. But nice pop there by Complex, gonna try and clear the path for his team. But Remora standing strong on the goal line. Scrappy with a nice clear and a chance to get back to it, but taps the first one there. A nice slow play in the corner, and we're going to see Fury move the ball down. Can he get the double? Very close. Scrappy disrupted it. Con with a shot. Unfortunately, it's a bit too high, but close chances for Vokoda. It is still in the orange half. It is starting to feel like it is staying there for the majority of this game, but I like what both teams are doing. Remora not too afraid to let Vokoda get forward in their faces. We've seen them, they're looking way more confident on the goal line now after conceding that first two early on. It's a nice shot by Scrappy, he's going to go off the bar. Oh, it's so close by Moraz. I can't tell who's going to win, Dutch, I really can't.
Yeah, me neither, because Vokoda is really just throwing everything into attack, but so far Remoro have been holding on very well defensively. I mean, we've had over 2 minutes of overtime already. Both of these teams really want this first win. Morris gets a decent clear here. Complex with a demo. Scraffy just tries to take control in the midfield, and that's what I like from Team Remoro, is that they... Yes, everything is happening in their half at this moment, but they're controlled and they're composed and they're just, you know, rotating properly.
Yeah, no, they seem to have figured it out a lot better as this game has gone on, but here's an awkward chance here. Vokoda with a nice clear tap's going to take it all the way around, but here comes the pressure from Remora though. They finally have a chance in the other half. They have withered the storm quite well. There's a nice bumps coming out there. I did notice a couple physical players coming out from these players, like Con with a demo not too long ago. But maybe that's going to be the decider, as 3 minutes of overtime and it's still looking very close. Nice clear there, might be on target, but Fury's back in time. And yeah, it just seems like it sort of goes back and forth, back and forth. Someone might have a bit of pressure for a minute or so and then straight back to the back and forth. But here we go.
100%. This is not something we're used to when we watch the tournaments like VS and RLCS.
Yeah.
But this is a very balanced game. I mean, it was an early 2-goal lead for the blue team, and Scraffy, you know, single-handedly brought it back to 2-2. And now everyone is holding on for dear life, trying to make sure that this doesn't go in the favor of the opposition.
And one thing I've definitely noticed about this overtime is no one wants to make that last mistake. We're noticing like a couple of whistles we see there from Moras and Furries, you know, both sort of backing the others, going to get a bit closer, a bit of bumps coming out here. There's some nerves on the pitch right now because no one wants to lose this overtime now, especially since they've almost played an entire new game of Rocket League. Both teams anxious to get this first win. But
100%.
unfortunately, because of that, it seems like they're just not really putting it together in the final third. A lot of these shots feel a bit lackluster.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing everything right in defense and in midfield, but just the final product is not quite there for either of these teams. They've had a couple shots on target, but like you say, they're a little lackluster. They're not, you know, as precise as we are used to from some of these players, especially the likes of Scraffy and Fury, you know, the guys that have RLCS experience.
Bit of a team bump there, but it's no problem. Here comes... Oh, it's close by Fury coming down the pitch, but another great save by Remora. I mean, we were talking about Scraffy and how he was offensively with those 2 goals, but he's also got 5 saves. He's been absolutely huge for his team at the moment, holding things together, just trying to keep out this Vokoda as team as much as possible. But one thing I've liked that I've seen a lot from Vokoda is these attempts to pass to one another. We saw it for their first goal, and I think if they can maybe get one of those together and an accurate shot, they have a very good chance to win this. But at the moment, it's up to Moraz and the Dogman to try and help Scraffy out a bit more here.
Morris did well there. He got past 2 players, made sure that ball went to the middle for Scraffy to try and make an attacking play. But Taps, ever trusted at the back, make sure that doesn't go past him. Morris with the shot! Oh. Finally, 5.5 minutes into overtime. We have the winner for game number 1. Unfortunately, Footy just having a bit of Post Malone there. And Morris slotting that into the bottom corner. What a first game we had.
Wow, that was intense. 10 minutes and 30 seconds of Rock League for the first game. I mean, I kept saying the entire game, oh, it's back and forth, but it really was. That game, I couldn't really decide who was winning. I thought Vokoda might have gotten away with it with how much offensive pressure they had. But unfortunately, Fury at the back there, that was a bit of an awkward bounce on the goal line, and what can you do?
That was a brilliant showing there from both teams. But a good first game, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. While we wait for this match to start up, let's quickly switch to the one that Alex de Fatak is in, which is Team Albion. Let me have a look quickly against who they are playing. At the moment, it is 3-1 to the orange team. I'm going to quickly pop this over to another monitor so that I have a better view. So Atomic is in that game. That is the Team Albion with Alex de Fatak and Big Mac. And then we've got Alex Vomits on the other team, which is Obolda, which is Alex Vomits, Kureji Bro, OB, and Wimbalas. Any three of those four players. Currently 3-1. But back to our game.
Yeah, it's looking intense. Nice little pop there, but Scrappy going to be the first one to it. Fury with a great fake, but unfortunately can't get past the second man. Mora's going to have his time on the ball, but Complex really fast to it. Both these teams wanting to come out swinging, but as we remember, it was Vokoda that had the fastest start to the last game, and we'll have to see if the momentum shifted by that Remoro win. As Morris with a good chance, puts it on target for Fury with a comfortable save, and now they have a chance to move forward. Another nice control by Con, and we're seeing lots of fakes coming out here. Always nice to see the mind games, especially when, as you said, a lot of these guys do know each other from the bro community. So I'm sure there are definitely some rivalries on the pitch as Fury's going to score the first goal.
That is a brilliant goal there from Fury. Again, nice attacking play from the blue team. Taps making sure it goes to the middle. Complex with a nice pass off the backboard. And Fury there to finish that attacking product. Giving them an early lead here. They need to be careful because they had that in the first game as well.
Yeah, I think if you're Vokoda right now, you're thinking about getting that second and that third, because you need to make sure now this Remora team is quite comfortable sitting back and soaking up that pressure. We saw a nice edge ball coming out there from Scraffy. He likes his control on the ball, which is really good to see. You know, nice controlled touches. Unfortunately for the Vokoda goal, I saw what he was trying to do a nice control touch, but Con was so fast on him. And that's credit to Vokoda. They seem quite fast to every single ball so far, but Mora's playing a bit of disruption, going to take the ball forward for his team. But a nice dunk there by Taps.
Nice balanced gameplay in the midfield here as both these teams are looking for the next goal. Obviously, Fury and Co have the first goal, but they would be fools to think that they could see this out at 1-0, especially with the attacking power of Morris and Scraffy. As we see here, Scraffy goes for the dunk, and he gets such a good shot there. Nice read there off the backboard. Scraffy was the one who sent it forward. Fury and Complex, maybe a bit of a double commit. Unfortunate for them, but Scraffy there to mop it up and making it 1-1.
And that's something I was praising Vokoda for in the previous game, you know, those passes to one another, which is good to see. It shows that you trust your teammate as a kickoff goal. Was very close there. But Remoro, a nice infield from Moraz to Scraffy, and unfortunately a bit of a double commit. But you take those every day of the week, and we have a 1-1 game. This is such an intense series and a very close one at that. But we're going to have to see if Remoro can hold over here, but unfortunately they can't. Taps too fast to that ball. 2-1.
This was very good composed play here from Fury. Gets the bump as well, and unfortunately Scraffy just didn't get the touch that he needed. He tried to put it off his own backboard, it seems, but just didn't get there. 2-1. Interesting scoreline here, and hopefully Team Vokoda can hold on this time and not throw it away again like they did in the previous game.
Yeah, I think defensively they need to sort out a few kinks, especially with that double commit earlier. But there are just a couple mistakes here and there, but that's nothing to be too worried about. As here they come, moving down the pitch quite aggressively. Con with a nice pop, gonna be the first one to it, but Scraffy's there. Taps trying to keep it in. We see all members forward at the moment, but as I said, that 2 rotate back with Fury moving in as the third man. And yeah, we keep seeing this from Remora. More than happy to sort of soak up that pressure and then move down the pitch as soon as those players rotate back from Team Vokoda, which is really good to see. Good high-level Rock League and nice rotations at the moment.
Yeah, Vakoda know that they are in the lead at this stage, and they just need to hold on. They've got a minute and a half left, so their defensive rotations for now are on point. But it is always scary to play against the likes of Scraffy and Morris, because both of them have good experience in this game. Scraffy, of course, having had RLCS and VS experience. Morris playing for one of the top pro teams as well, Brosidon. You know, there's a lot of experience at hand here, and all those players know, yes, there's only a minute left, but it is plenty of time for something to still happen.
Yes, very true. And the most interesting thing is going to be how they can adapt to their teammates. Obviously, the one thing I'm sure you've noticed a lot with this. Oh, as I was about to mention it, but Complex with a nice shot there. The Dogman, you can see he's struggling a bit in this lobby, but he's holding his own, and I think he's been quite solid defensively. Always there, always an option, and that's really good to see as he's left the party there, unfortunately. But yeah, it looks like Vokoda are going to try and hold on to this game. The whole team's got a goal for themselves, and yeah, they got 2 in the last game and 3 now, so hopefully they can hold on to it, but nothing's out of the question here. Remora still with a chance in this game as we have 40 seconds left.
As you mentioned, the Dogman, it is of course the whole reason why we have this Bro Community Cup, is that so that those who are not yet on the level of playing in VS and RLCS, for them to also be exposed to a situation like this. I mean, yeah, you're playing basically for bragging rights, but it's still something, you know. What a way to spend a Sunday. It's, for me, it doesn't matter what rank you are, how good you are at the game. If you want to play, play. That is the whole reason behind Bro, and of course Rocket League as a whole. But a good win here for Vokoda takes him to game number 3. Decent display here from Vokoda. Like you said, everyone has a goal, everyone has at least one save. Brilliant play here. Now, it seems to be that we have a sub coming in. Fair Gopher joined the party, and Scraffy's asking Dutch, can we sub or nah? Go ahead. I don't see why not. I mean, there are basically no rules in this tournament anyway. No, of course. They are welcome to use subs, especially if someone needs to dip out. That is, of course, completely understandable. So, subs are allowed for anyone that is wondering. Thai Games, welcome, Sir Manic. I'm so sorry I missed you earlier. Always lack of meeting new people in this community. That is exactly what we're about. Bro is 100% exactly that statement. And I'm so glad that we're all part of this.
Yeah, no, and it's great to see everyone getting involved. I mean, people at all ranks is 4v3 here. Let's see if Remora can bring it back with 4. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling, but as we're going into the third game here, this is match point, obviously best of 3. Been quite intense so far. Neither team really ever looking like they have control over the other, but Vokoda credits them 3-1 in that last game. And we were hoping that, you know, momentum would carry over, but it didn't really look like that for Remora. It looked like they were still getting a bit stuck on defense, and credit to Vokoda. Since that first game, they've been putting their chances away a lot easier and a lot faster.
100%. While this game kicks off for game number 3, no goal there just yet. Let's switch over quickly to the channel from Sean. Sean is one of our moderators. Falcon, of course, as everyone knows him. He's currently spectating a game as well. Let me have a look at what he is currently spectating on. So far, I see Lolanizer and Chutney Chops, which means Lolanizer plays for Nikuma, which is Cyberlinks, Lolanizer, Nerfquake, and Choppy. And then we saw, who's the other player that I just mentioned? Chutney Chops, right?
Yeah.
Chutney Chops is on a team with Zerobi, which is Beer Machine, Chutney Chops, Melkman, and Mr. Crane. Currently 1-0 there to the orange team. Seems like they are in game number 2 at the moment, with a minute 30 left. Now heading back
on the board.
Heading back to our game, we've had over a minute of play and we have had no goals yet. It seems like the substitution has so far proven their worth, with the Dogman stepping out. And Fair Gopher coming in, almost getting that shot, if not for Fury with a good save there.
No, but there's some good offense coming out from Remora now, sorry. Fair Gopher seems to be wanting to get forward a little bit more than the Dogman. I think he was staying a bit back. Maybe calmed by his teammates, because I know Scraffy will probably want to be the one to get forward and go for those mechanical plays. And credit to them, both teams holding on right now. Neither team really looking like they're having that many great opportunities. But Vokoda with some nice passing, but it's going to be intercepted by the new sub. And what a way to make himself known in this game.
Brilliant play there from Fair Gopher. Nice 50 against Footy, and it just goes straight in. For those who are wondering, Fair Gopher is known as Swerve in the Bro channel, and everyone of course knows Swerve. That is the name that we are all accustomed to. Wimbalas, it is not best of 5, it is best of 3. This game was set up in the wrong format. It is best of 3. We are currently in game number 3 with a 1-0 lead to Scraffy and Co, which is Team Remoro.
And they're looking a bit scary for Team Remoro on the goal line there, but once again, Scraffy more than happy to help his team out there as Furry almost gets the redirect. We're seeing this a lot from Vokoda now, starting to pass it and look for their teammates, getting these little dinks and touches over. We saw Con and Furry going for the redirects, but no one's in there, and Scraffy immediately spots there's no one there and takes the shot. And we'll just have to see what happened here with the defense. It looks like, yeah, just unfortunately no one back rotation-wise. Well done by Remoro to spot that out. 2-0.
Just a rotational mishap, and just like that, they could score another goal. Remoro are in the driver's seat now. They are 2 goals up. They've got 2 minutes left to defend it, as Footy decides that his game is not over just yet.
Yeah, great kickoff by Taps there, bodying 2 players out of the way, and Furry trusting his teammate. Lovely touchdown. He was up so fast to that. Nothing I really think Remoro could do once he was in the air there. But just like that, it's a 1-goal game, 2 minutes 13 left to go. Good kickoff coming out here from Vokoda, but it's actually going to be a Remoro play, the first one to it. Awkward bounce, but Morris is going to follow that. That looks open. And unfortunately, it seems that Vokoda have overextended yet again.
Just as Vokoda thought that they were getting back into this game, Team Remoro puts us straight back to a 2-goal lead. That is unfortunate, but they do still have 2 minutes left to try and turn this around.
Yeah, plenty of time. No need to get too anxious yet, as Con with a nice little touch there. Unfortunately, no teammate to follow it up, but Furry very fast on it. We see that quite a lot, but credit to Remoro, they're seeing that too. They're noticing these players want to push up and go off each other's passes. So they're playing for those intercepts there, and they're definitely playing for, you know, a couple misses as Moraz is going there. That might just go straight in, but Furry the first one back to it. Looking a bit nervy here, so they really need to sort it out defensively, and I think once they get that, then maybe a chance to counter-attack, but all the pressure seems to have shifted here as Remoro with a 4th goal in this series. It just seems like Vokoda couldn't get out of their side.
Oh, it's a nice composed play here from Scraffy, just playing that off the backboard with a flip reset. And Morris coming in to just finish that off. What a play from Team Remoro.
Yeah, lovely mechanics coming out there from Scraffy. He's really been the standout for his team in this series. But, you know, credit to Moraz, Scraffy isn't top of the scoreboard just yet, but we'll see by the end of this game if there are any more goals. I mean, Vokoda, you'd hope there are going to be a few more goals in this match, because, you know, it's been so close, and until Fair Gopher came in as that substitute, it's been very one-sided for Remoro right now. There's a nice clears coming out there from the substitute. Scraffy there, the first to follow. Gonna get a shot. Good save by Taps. They're holding on here. Morris with another shot. And just clear Alexa for the clear. No one there from Vokoda to meet it. Fair Gopher's going up. 2 commit, but no one there very fast to follow except Gone.
Really looks like the substitution has made the difference here, because obviously they had a win with the Dogman in the team, but it just seems a lot more dominating with Fair Gopher here. I mean, fair play to him. Swerve, we know, is I think he's a champ level player. He probably is about champ 2. However, in 3s, I assume he's about diamond 3, maybe champ 1, as they put in another one here for a 5-1 lead, and this game is all but over.
Yeah, and one thing I have to say is when Fair Gopher came in for Remoro, we saw they were more comfortable to go for those passing plays. And credit to them, I mean, Fair Gopher top of the scoreboard right now. Scraffy actually at the bottom. What is going on right now? But kicked 5 goals to them. They've absolutely blown away Vokoda in this last game, as Scraffy might make it another one. But good defensive effort by Furry. Can they get a goal back? Scraffy doesn't want to let it happen, but Con with a close effort, and unfortunately Vokoda, it was very close the entire time, but that substitute by Remoro, it really was the difference maker.
Oh man, what a first game here. Dafu has got power, so he might be on his way back into his next match. Let's quickly have a look while we wait for the next match to start. What's happening on Alex's stream? Obviously, we've got a point of view as he is playing himself. Just to remind you that this team playing is Alex de Fatak, which is Albion. So that's Alex and Atomic as well as Big Mac. And they are currently playing... What are they playing? Are they playing a 2v1? Because Big Mac and Alex are on the same team. Okay, never mind. This is this is just a casual 2v1 to see how good Big Mac is. Let's have a look at what's happening at Sean's station. This is a 2-1 lead at the moment for the orange team. I see Melkman and Chutney Chops. So Melkman is in Zerobi with Beer Machine, Chutney Chops, and Mr. Crane. And then on the orange team, let's have a look here. What do we have? I see Cyberlinks. Okay, this looks like it looks like Sean is playing. I assume that he's stepped in as a substitute.
Oh, okay.
Because I see Lolanizer, which is Nikuma. So Cyberlinks, Lolanizer, Nerfquake, and Choppy. But as far as I can tell, Sean or Falcon has stepped in for Nerfquake. Interesting developments. Alright, so we have some follows. Thank you Kureji Hosu, and thank you Silent Soldier. Welcome to you guys, I appreciate it. Guys, we're going to take a short break just to see which game we're going into next, and to give ourselves a bit of a breather. So give us a couple minutes, we'll be back in a bit.
there's a feeling of love and happiness. So let no one destroy this house. Let no one mess up this house. Only let the people in who's gonna know how to make this house the house of love. 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 I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. In this house, there's a feeling of love and happiness. So let no one destroy this house. Let no one mess up this house. Only let the people in who's gonna know how to make this house the house of love. 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 I just wanna tell you
Bromeo, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Oh man, what a first round we had. This is okay. I'm gonna let the Rickroll happen. Give it a second. And there we go. All right, cool. So, in round number 1, we had Zorobi beat Nikuma 2-1. Remoro taking 2-1 against Vokoda. That's the match that we just watched. Yegele taking a 0-2 against Yalov. Yalov taking a clean sweep there. And Obalda taking a clean sweep against Albion. Now, our next match that we are going to be spectating is Remoro versus Obalda. Now, Remoro, we know, of course, from the first match, which is Moras, Scraffy, Swerve, and Jen Zander, or the Dogman as he is in-game. Obalda, though, is Alex Vomits, Kureji Bro, Obi, and Wambalas. Now, I want to say that if Remoro put on Moras, Scraffy, and Swerve, they're going to be very strong. But in Obalda, we've got Alex and Wambalas. They are both champ players. And then Kureji Bro is a diamond player. So, again, we're going to have an interesting matchup, Maxpresso.
Yeah, no, excited for this one. Obviously, we saw what Remora were capable of in the last. Well, that third game, I think, was the best showing of what they could do, because they looked quite good in that last game. So, be interesting to see how they do. Obviously, I recognize a couple of the names in here from the other team as well, and yeah, I think it's going to be another close series.
100%. Alright, so the players are basically ready to go, so I'm just going to give them the go-ahead. I'm just going to join the private match. Mac, if you can do the same so we know that when they're playing.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
You are there. Okay, cool. Alright, I think we're all ready to roll. We're going to spectate and just type ready to roll so that they can know that we are ready for them. Again, I'm hoping for a game 3 here. Obviously, it is still best of 3. We are doing 4 rounds in the Swiss stage. So this is all to decide who is the top 4 going to the grand finals next week, Sunday. So we've had match round number 1, and now we are having match round number 2. Players loading in and out, making sure the game doesn't start. It seems like we have 1 or 2 players that are just not ready to go yet. So, it was a strong performance from Remoro in the first match against Vokoda, especially when Jenzander stepped out and Swerve stepped in.
Yeah, definitely. No, we saw that the sort of confidence in both the teammates went up as well, like more willing to sort of pass it, look for each other up the field, and you know, even if you are a good player, it is hard to trust a teammate that's a lower rank sometimes, because you have this urge to sort of take over, and you know, you're probably the best one to do the job, is what I'm trying to get at. As in Scraffy and Moraz, offensively, they were definitely that for the team. But then when they made that substitution, it felt like it was working everywhere on offense, which was really good to see.
We seem to have a bit of a miscommunication here. I think everyone just needs to leave the match and then we start again. Who is getting best dressed reward? Jamal, welcome, man. I appreciate that you're here. I don't know if we have a best dressed award, but I mean, I'm pretty much the only person you see, so surely by default it's me. No? Am I wrong?
If he does mean in context of like the presets, mine's definitely the best. Got the Team Liquid Fennec, you know, represent.
The Team
Sweaty
Liquid
preset.
Fennec.
Yeah. Oh my word, every single time I use an esports decal, someone has to say I'm sweating.
That is true. If you are using an esports decal, you are sweating. That is just how it is. You lot grief my game. Alright, it looks like we are now finally ready to go. So, here we go. Match number 1 in round number 2, and it's a best of 3.
Alright, time used to saying a boulder for the next couple of games or so, as we have Balas, Alex Vomit, and They Love Ob coming in. We've seen Romoro play. We know that they're pretty good, especially Scrappy's got some great mechanics, and hopefully they'll come out here. But good showing by a boulder. Nice carry there by Og. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see this first game.
As you mentioned, good mechanics. We're quite surprised there from They Love Ob. With that upside down air dribble carry as Umbalas takes the first shot here and Scraffy comfortably carries it out of his half. It's a good play here from the blue team. We could have a goal that is just off target there from Morris. Now Umbalas has some time here. He's got a bit of boost. Nice early shot here from the Dogman.
We're seeing that aggression coming up from Romoro. They like to send everyone forward, get their players up in your face, make you uncomfortable defensively. So it'll be interesting to see how Abalda sort of weather the storm, similar to what was the team name? It was Vokoda. Vokoda held on valiantly in the last series, but defensively they were looking quite strong in that second game, and obviously the first game for Romoro was looking like they couldn't get it together in terms of scoring goals. Looking at like they needed to be a bit more clinical, but this game very even so far. Both teams not wanting to make mistakes, sort of playing it a bit on the safer side. But it'll be interesting to see the first team that scores and if the momentum shifts, as Little missed there, but I'm going to be the first one to follow. So the nice play into the center, but it's looking like both teams, it's like it's struggling and it's staying around the midfield for the most part early in this game.
Yeah, it being a best of 3, obviously they want to, get out of the starting blocks with the most momentum they can. But playing against a team that you haven't really played before, obviously everyone's going to feel each other out and see, what can we do, what can't we do against this team. Now with the blue team switching back to having the Dogman on instead of Swerve, it's an interesting change. Perhaps they're just, trying to, of course, include every member in the team. As Umbalas gets such a good dunk there on the goal line. Actually just puts it straight in. He didn't even need to touch it here. Dogman just couldn't deal with it. It's a nice shot there from Umbalas, giving them the lead before halftime in this match.
Yeah, a little awkward touch there defensively from Morez, and we saw how fast Umbalas was to that. Going off the ceiling, those are very difficult to read, and credit to Dogman, he did get his car in the right place, but Umbalas was probably going to be there for a dunk even if he did save it. So 1-0. Balda starting off very strong, Umbalas, and Alex Vomit looking very good in this match. Ob with a couple nice carries so far. It looks like the team sort of knows where they stand with each other, which is nice to see. And yeah, the Dogman coming in for this first match, I think this would probably be the best match to bring him in. First one, feel out your opponent, see if you can get that win. And if it isn't going well, then they do have that substitution. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for the second game. But for now, 1-0, 2 minutes to go. We need to see how Romoro can respond as it's going all the length of the pitch. And that was quite an instant response.
was a very instant response here. Just under 2 minutes left on the clock, and it seems like a bit of a rotational mishap here from Obalda, with Alex Vomits trying to get back as fast as he can, but just not getting there. That makes it 1-1 in this match, and so far, good showing from both teams.
Yeah, both teams getting very close on a lot of these efforts, showing some good aerials as well, some nice mechanics coming out occasionally. But yeah, both teams just those overcommits so far. See, that last one off the ceiling was a bit awkward, but yeah, it's still first game. You know, you're not too stressed about little mistakes in the first game now, and once they warm up to each other, I mean, it's still 1-1. I think we're probably in for another incredibly close series here by the looks of things, and it's just lurking in the back of my head. Are we gonna get an OT in our first game of this series as well?
Well, from the neutral standpoint, that is what we're hoping for, to see an OT in pretty much every game. But yeah, so far, really nice showing here, and I'm excited to see which one goes through, because both teams have quality players here. I mean, Alex Vomits, Ombalas, and OB really just running the show in the blue half at this moment. But we know that Scraffy and Morris have that experience to take this to the other side once they see the opportunity. Nice shot here from Alex, and it goes straight into the corner. What an absolute banger here at 105 kph. Morris trying to clear it out, and Alex immediately just identifying it, taking the straight shot into the corner.
Yeah, great play there by Obalda, setting everyone forward. We saw Ob on the backline causing chaos in the Remora defense, and what a shot by Alex. I think it was, 105? Top right, or it was just such a perfect shot. Good save coming out there. It's looking like it's going to be a second though, and wow, it seems like this Remoro team really like going behind so they can score goals later on in the games.
Now this is a confidence boost for the Dogman. He was subbed out in round number 1 because the team felt like they needed to win that game number 3, and here he comes with a goal to even things out with 40 seconds on the clock.
Once again, with that overtime looming, Mara's going to have to make a nice read there. He does, puts it in the corner. Ob going to be the first one there. Both these teams incredibly even. Final 30 seconds of the match. I'm really hoping for that OT. I don't know if we'll be so lucky to get, a full game of Rocket League and OT again, but it's very possible with these teams at the moment.
100%, but it looks like Umbalas and Co do not want to go to OT with 15 seconds left.
I should stop mentioning it every single time I try, they just score. But credit to them, 124 kph by Umbalas. Lovely leave there and a great shot. He's got the funny number score, 420, and 15 seconds left. Can they hold on to that lead, or are Remora just going to do the unthinkable and get a 1-second goal again?
Remora do have what it takes to try and do that, but they need to do it now. They don't have many opportunities left. With the clock going down to 0, if this touches the ground, it's over. And Obalda takes the first win in this best of 3 series. While we wait,
good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say another great, very close series. I mean, we were saying the Dogman coming in and he got that goal, very crucial. But this was a tough lobby to come into, and Remora did very well. They held their own, but credit to Obalda. They got that first win. And we'll see if they can maybe take it in a sweep, but we're hoping for that game to go, or the next game to go in Remora's favor. So, we get the drama of that game 3.
100%. Now, we have a technical request here from Scraffy to make a new server. So while we wait for that, let's have a look what's happening in Sean's game. So he's got, let me just confirm who's who here so that I don't lie to the viewers. What names do I see here? I see Koister. Koister is in a team with Yegela, so which is Killing Fields, Akropovich, Nuclear Ox, and Koister. And then Sean is, of course, subbing in with Cyberlings and Lolanizer, which is Team Nikuma. Let me just add him here so that I know next time. So I don't need to look for him again. So it seems like Nerfquake and Choppy are out for now. So Cyberlings, Lolanizer, and Svalken running that match. Currently 2-1. Match number 1. As we wait here for Team Remoro and Obalda to fix their technical issues. Koister with a good shot there to even things out at 2-2. leaving it with 1:55 left in that match. But it seems like Remora and Obalda are ready to go again, so we switch back to the team that we are casting on. Now, we've got a 1-0 lead for... oh man, I can't remember these names.
Oh, Boulder. I was also
Obalda, thank you. Umbalas with the crucial 15-second left goal there, making it 1-0 to them. And now we're going to match number 2, and Team Remoro are obviously looking for a response here.
Yeah, and Boulder, interestingly enough, both teams making their substitution. We see Crazy Horse coming in for Boulder, and we see Swerve coming in yet again for Team Remora. You can't help but feel Remora need to win this game. Nice goal there by Scraffy. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Crazy Horse plays, but all eyes will be on Remora now to make the comeback in the series.
From a neutral standpoint, that is what we are hoping for, so that we do go to game number 3, and we have some exciting gameplay to show you. A nice early goal here, though, for Team Remoro. Hopefully they keep it up. Nice play off the backboard, but it just gets cleared out, and Alex takes it into the corner. It seems a little bit awkward. Umbalas here to just help him out. Now,
Yeah,
it seems
a
like...
couple of good perspectives there. But good shot coming out for them. Sorry to interrupt you, but nice plays coming out here from a Boulder, and Remora looks like they're going to have to do a bit of defense. I was going to say earlier, a Boulder, they were looking like they were getting a bit trapped on their side for the first bit of this game, but here they come moving down the pitch. Good pop by Umbalas, but unfortunately no one there. Both teams, we're hoping for, you know, that third game, but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Crazy Horse, that was a pretty decent save earlier. So I don't know if you know what rank he is, Dutch.
Crazy Horse, as far as I'm aware, hasn't played Rocket League for the better part of a year, but he's recently come back into the fold, trying to get back to the level he was. Now, I believe that he was champ level before he left, so he's obviously pushing to get back into that champ level. So for now, let's call him Diamond.
Okay.
Also, interesting substitution to take out Obi and bring in Crazy Horse here. Seems like both teams relying on their subs here, obviously giving everyone the chance, or as Jamal put it in the chat, brotations. Came out of retirement for family, Dom Toretto vibes. I do love that. And that's the thing, right, with Bro as well. I mean... If you want to be here, there's a space for you here. If you don't want to be here for a while, there's still space for you here. That's the thing about Bro. It's always welcoming. There's always space for anyone and everyone. And it is just one big family that loves Rocket League. As Morris takes the shot, makes it 2-0. Nice read there from him in the air. And no one in defense. Crazy Horse sitting a bit on the back post. It seems to be getting a bit Post Malone as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for Boulder, there, it looked like they were relying on Umbalas to get that clear, but a really nice demo coming out there from Swerve, and that's opened up the space that they needed for Morris to just a gentle touchdown into the net, nothing too hectic, because as you said, unfortunately no one back for Boulder there. 2-0, and the momentum's definitely switching in this game. Remora looking very strong. It's going to be interesting to see what the teams look like for the next game. I mean, 2 subs being made for this game. And you can't help but feel if maybe Obalda, if they lose this, will put Obi back in. But then do Remora stick with this team? It'll be interesting to see, but I'm very excited for that third game as Remora are looking quite in control at the moment. But it's only 2-0, still very possible with 2 minutes left, as there's the first goal that Team Obalda needed back. Great pressure coming out from them. And it's all Umbalas again. He seems to be taking this team forward any chance he gets.
It's a brilliant play there from Umbalas, and nice reading from Alex Homets, waiting for that ball to come down and just slotting it at the right moment. Now we've got 2-1 and 2 minutes left. So again, anything can still happen here, but a much better display here from Team Remoro after having made that substitution once again.
Yeah, Scraffy with a chance on net. Umbalas back yet again. Almost gets a second touch on that. That would have been crucial for the defense, but Crazy Horse, the first one there. Good speed by him. Scraffy playing the fake, but he's got 2 players on him now. Does well to bait out the 50. And yeah, it looks like Obalda trying to put on the pressure, put on the gas a bit here as they need that last goal. Bit of an awkward flip there by Umbalas, but Crazy Horse is going to take over. unfortunately gets the boost from Umbella, so he's a bit awkward here, and you can't help but think Remora, they need to move here. They need to take advantage of the fact that these players are they don't have enough boost, but a bit of a slow approach, which you can't blame them. They are up in this game so far. That's
Yeah,
a nice
so-
clear there for Moraz. Sorry, yeah.
For now, the question for Team Remoro is, do we push on for goal number 3 or do we hold on to what we have? Obviously, they lost game number 1, so they have to win this one if they want to stay in this best of 3 series. It seems like they are just a little too comfortable on rotations, and the likes of Umbalas and Alex Vomit are trying to take advantage of that by hitting the ball towards the backboard. Again, Alex here tries to get the double tap. It seems a bit awkward now on rotation in the blue side.
Yeah, we saw so many players forward there. I mean, like, it almost looked like everyone was in the corner for a second. A desperate effort to try and save this, but a good shot from Crazy Horse is going to tie up the game. It sort of felt like that was coming. There were a couple of these awkward touches in defense from Momoro, and as I was saying earlier, you know, we wanted them to go for that third goal, put the game away, but instead they sort of invited that pressure from Obalda, and it's paid off. Now, 20 seconds left in this series. We did see Obalda score at 15 seconds to finish out the series before an OT, and here comes Alex Vomit with a good aerial, but I'm really hoping for that OT as we enter our final 10 seconds.
Seems like we are going to overtime here, because neither team is getting this away from the halfway line at this point. Alex is trying to make a final play, doesn't quite get there, and we do have overtime in game number 2.
Here we go. This is match point for Remora. They need to win this game to stay in the series. Boulder obviously looking for that 2-0 sweep. They've been playing very well. Even with Crazy Horse subbing in, he's had a fantastic game himself, scoring 1 goal. But nice early pressure coming out here from Remora. Pretty much everybody in the lobby missed that one, but it's looking a bit scary in this O team as teams are trying to settle. Nice time by Crazy Horse, recognizing he has some space there. And yeah, it's seeming a bit nervy, but both teams working very hard to try and get this goal. And that's a bit unfortunate there. Oh, I think it. Yeah, Alex with a nice pop here, but Scraffy just not getting the touch he wanted on that.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Team Obalda taking a sweep here in game number 2, making sure that they don't have to go to game number 3. And Remoro, unfortunately, seeing their second match end up as a loss. Now, let's see quickly what is happening over at Albion. Albion is currently playing against Vokoda, which is, of course, Complex, Taps, and Fury. It seems like we have a 4-1 lead to the blue side. Let's quickly pop this out so I can see who is on which team. Dafu is back in the mix. That is obviously great for him. He was very unhappy earlier when his power was off. Now, the blue team is Vokoda, and they seem to be in the driver's seat here with a 4-1 lead and 30 seconds left in matchup number 3. Now, let's move over quickly to Sean's game. Svalken in Team Nakuma. They are currently playing. Let me have a look quickly. Team Nakuma is playing against Team Jegele. And of course, Sean is in the team with Lolinizer and Cyberlinks. And then Team Jegele is Killing Fields, Akropovich, Nuclear Ox, and Orquester. Currently 3-0 to Jegele in this game. I'm not quite sure which match it is. They haven't put on the best of 3 series, so we're not quite sure. I would assume it's either match number 2 or match number 3. So, that is round number 2 coming to a close. Of course, we've got 4 rounds today. Let me point this to the camera. 4 rounds today. We've had 2 rounds, so we still have 2 coming up. What do you think, Mr. Maxpresso, about that second game? Unfortunate sweep, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was very unfortunate, that own goal at the end there, because you could see what Scrappy was trying to do, you know, get that touch out and just pinched off his car. But I think that OT could have gone either way, and I don't think a sweep really gave that score justice, because the first game I think was, what, 3-2? And then it was 2-2 going into that overtime, so it was 3-2, 3-2 both times, with the final goal happening in like 15 seconds of madness. So I thought Remora played really well, but credit to Abalda, they did look very good. And I mean, one thing I said at the start of the day is I was hoping hoping for lots of team plays as the day went on and people were more comfortable. And we're getting that. It's nice to see. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how it keeps going.
100%. I'm going to quickly play the Uwu that was redeemed earlier. It was actually redeemed twice, so let me make sure that that gets played. I need a cooldown of 2 seconds, and here we go. There we go. For those that did use their 100 channel points on the Uwu, there you go. I'm sorry that it didn't play on the casting page, but that should be fine for the next match. So, while we wait for the other matches to conclude, let's quickly switch back to Alex's stream to see what's happening there. They are done. Let's go to Sean. They are currently 4-2 with 10 seconds left. I'm not quite sure on which... oh wait, I need to paste that here as well. My bad. There we go. It's a copy paste situation. So we needed Yeet. Let's play the Yeet quickly. Yeet! There we go. And then we had C. Let's play C.
Are these new redeems?
Yes, they are new redeems. I've added them in the last week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, just to give my viewers a little bit more to do. But it seems like Sean's game is done as well, which means that we are now just waiting for the next round. So until then, couple minute break. See you in a bit.
Do it! Just do it! Yay!
Hello, motherfucker.
Yay!
Hello there.
Emotional damage. Yay!
Hello there.
Bruh. Yay! See!
Hello there.
Hello, motherfucker.
Emotional damage.
See! See!
Hello, motherfucker.
Alright, so some teams could not wait, and at the moment we have Zerobi playing against Vokoda, which is Beer Machine, Chutney Chops, Meltman, and Mr. Crane on the Zerobi team, and we have Vokoda, which is Complex, Taps, and Fury. So far we've had 40 seconds played, no goals just yet, so luckily we haven't missed much.
Yeah, just for now. Unfortunately, I don't have the team names when I hold tab anymore, so I'm going to buckle in this game. But nice shot there by Complex.
It's great 1-2 here between Complex. Oh, and I was hoping to say Fury, but it was just a misdirection from Malcolman, playing it straight back into the middle. And that makes it 1-0 to the orange side.
Hold on, I'm gonna type down the team names here. So
Alright, so for Team Vokoda, we've got a substitute, which is Wolfish Moon. Now for the OG Bros, that is a name we have seen before, but not so much recently. And on the blue team, we've got Anerien, which is actually Beer Machine's gamer tag in match, in game, if I can say that. But it is Beer Machine in the Discord server.
cool. All right, and that team is Zerobi.
That team is Zerobi, indeed.
All right, there we go. We're sorted.
We're sorted. Alright, Footy tries to take a shot. Complex follows it up and makes that 2-0 for a nice early double lead here with 3.5 minutes left to go.
And a good speed there by Complex. Every single person was back there for Team Zerobi, but unfortunately no one getting to the ball there. Con just the fastest one, and it's looking like they're having a great start to this game. 3 minutes 30, already 2 goals, but it'll be interesting to see how the blue team can respond. Really good save there. Good pressure coming out though. Nice play into the midfield. Milkman going to be the first one there. Going to get the full boost, but a nice read by Con to demo him. And a bit of awkwardness in the midfield right now. It's sort of bouncing from side to side. But we'll see who can get a grip on this series the best. But for the time being, it is looking like Vokoda are sort of bossing this series around a bit.
100%. Now, while these guys are going, we're going to quickly have a look at what's happening on Alex's stream. Alex is obviously playing for Team Albion, and they are taking on Team Nekuma. Now, Team Albion is Alex the Fatak, Atomic Bomb, and Big Mac. And then Nekuma is Cyberlinks, Lolanizer, and Svalken. So for this one, we have both the co-streamers playing in the same match, so we can see the 2 point of views, but that is not completely necessary. Currently, it is 3-1 to the orange team here, with Alex being the point of view, so the orange team being Nekuma in match number 1 there. Right, heading back to our game. We've had a third goal. Unfortunately, we just missed it, and it is 3-0 here to Complex and Co for Team Vokoda.
And Complex with his hat trick already, close on that 500 point mark, still with half the game to go. It's just looking a bit awkward for Team Zerobi at the moment, not being able to sort of put it together very well as a team, and unfortunately just a couple of missed touches, but it's the first game, nothing to be too worried about, as we always say. As a nice pop on target there. Any follow-up? Nice in and out save by Fury, and he's probably just gonna have an open net here, but Malkman fast to get back. Good fakes, but yeah, there's not that much on offense right now for Team Zerobi. So we're hoping, we'd hope for 1 or 2 goals maybe before the end of this game, or just try and stop the bleeding, because at the moment, I mean, Vokoda and specifically Complex is having a fantastic game in this one.
Yeah, we
so
do need to
they're
see
quite
a
hard to stop
response
for
here.
now.
100%. We do need to see a response here from Zerobi. If not in this match, then at least in match number 2, to try and take this to game number 3. But as you say, it is quite the dominant display here from Complex and Co. Over at Team Vokoda. They obviously have the first game that they played, which was, let me just quickly open it here. They played against Remoro and lost against them, and then their second match they won against Team Albion, and a 2-1. So they are 1-for-1 at the moment. They're looking to make it 2-1 in their journey so far.
And we see Zerobi here just trying to make it 3-1 in the series, or in this game at the moment, but it's just nothing really getting started on offense. Malkman with a good touch there, but Con, I mean, how many times are we going to say this in this match alone? First one there, good aerial attempt, bit of a miss coming on the goal, and this is surely a fourth. And yeah, unfortunately, this game is looking like sort of a bit of a go next for Zerobi.
100%. Zerobi just didn't come out of the starting blocks as fast as Team Vokoda. Vokoda obviously pushing here for 4 goals. Now there's 40 seconds left. This game is all but over. But of course, you know, we never know what happens in Rocket League. Zerobi could make the comeback in game number 2 here.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna hope for a better game number 2, as this one's just been a bit awkward with. I think it's mainly been Zerobi with a couple of these defensive whiffs, and credit to Complex, it seems like he's jumped on every single one of them. So yeah, Vokoda holding strong at the moment in this game 1. It's looking like it's gonna end out at a 4-0, and we'll have to see how Zerobi responds in the next game. Sure to be interesting. I wonder if we're going to see any substitutions coming out from either team for the next game.
Look, if Zerobi do want to make a substitution, they would have to bring in Mr. Crane. Not quite sure what the ranking is looking like there, but for Team Vokoda, their other substitution is Taps. And I see that Dafu is also here, so I'm not quite sure in which team he's supposed to be. I assume that he would then be in Vokoda. Let me double check that before I give you the wrong information.
Yeah, solid first game there. I mean, we saw the aggression coming out from Vokoda, utilizing any single chance they had, any single mistake that Zerobi made, they were on it in a flash. I mean, really good speed by them. So we're looking for a response here from Team Zerobi in game 2. Hopefully this doesn't end in a sweep. We're hoping for as many game 3s today as possible.
Now, just to confirm for you that Dafu is indeed the substitution for Vokoda. Taps stood in for him while he had load shedding, but he is back now, so that means that Taps is no longer playing for Vokoda. So Vokoda have Complex, Fury, and Wolfish Moon in the first game, and if they wish, they can bring in Dafu.
Okay. So no substitutions coming out from either team here. I don't think. No.
No substitution.
So, well, yeah, well, this is going to be interesting to see. How will Team Zerobi respond? They have some decent touches and some decent pressure. We saw in that last match they were really struggling to get on the orange side of the pitch. Nice hit forward by Malfman. But yeah, it just seems like there are a couple of these hits that go straight to an orange player. I mean, Complex in the corner there. Fury with a fast follow-up, and we see Wolfish Moon lurking. Whole team trying to get forward for Team Vokoda. But Zerobi are holding strong for now. They need to make sure. I think the main thing in this game is take your time defensively, work out those kinks, because all of those awkward misses there, as I say that, an awkward one coming up from Anarien. But now they're holding strong for now, and you know that last game 4-0, put it in the back of your mind and go into this game with a fresh attitude and a fresh start.
100%. Now, while this game is going, we've got a question from Manic in the chat saying, do you bring your own team or is it random? Manic, to answer your question, and for those who have joined us recently and don't quite understand the format of the Bro Community Cup, this is all about balance. So you sign up solo, you put your name forward, and then once the registrations close, teams are then selected to be balanced according to your rank and of course your MMR. So if you are a diamond player, you get teamed up with someone below you and someone above you, obviously to try and balance out all the teams to be a similar overall rank. So in these matches, most of the players are diamonds and champs. So depending on which level of champ, they either get paired up with another champ and a diamond, or with 2 diamonds, or maybe even with a platinum player, depending on who signed up. So this is, yeah, like we said, it is the Bro Community Cup. So it is all about community and inclusivity of all the Bro members.
Yeah, and as we were saying earlier, it's a very good chance for us to check out, you know, people in the community first of all, but then also, you know, like a lot of these players might, you know, be looking at semi-pro, maybe they want to get better, get teams, and this is a perfect chance to show off for a lot of these players. So be interesting to see what they can do here, as Con is going to try a bit of showing off of his own decent aerial there, but unfortunately gets blocked out. Good pressure coming out though. Fury was very fast there on at the end of the first to that one though. Bit of back and forth at the moment. Neither team has scored a goal, and credit to Zerobi. I mean, 4-0 last game, but this game 3 minutes, nothing yet from both teams. But I wonder if that's more credit to how the midfield's been going at the moment. Just sort of a bit awkward and cramped.
Well, so far so good for Team Zorobi. As I say it though,
Every
Furi puts us in our place. Hits it with a calculated as he pinches it off Beer Machine or under in game. As I was saying though, for Zorobi, it's a much better showing here. Yes, it might have been a bit mishap here and there in the midfield, but so far we hadn't had any goals yet until Furi proved us wrong. But yeah, even so, it is 1-0, but it is much better here from Team Zorobi.
Yeah, agreed. Defensively, they're looking a lot more solid, putting it together, and a lot less whiffs. But an awkward one coming out there from Vokoda. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a bit of miscommunication, but that's going to be their first goal in the series for Team Zorobi. And even though it was a bit of an awkward one, you can't help but feel that must feel good. There was 5 unanswered goals up until this point, but they're solidly in this series with 2 minutes to go now.
Now, an interesting point to make is that I have the Discord server open on my side. And Zorobi seems to be playing without any communication, as everyone in that voice channel is muted.
Oh, really?
That is a very interesting approach here from Team Zorobi. Maybe it's working for them. Obviously, they might have just done it now. I don't know about game number 1. I only just checked now. But perhaps that was the change in their strategy for game number 2. They took a 4-0 loss in game number 1, and now we see everyone's muted and they're playing better. So, interesting strat,
Yeah, very.
I would say.
Like,
But
guys,
so far working.
you're distracted. Everyone shut up. Let me work. But yeah, no, I mean, as you said, they may not be in comms, but they're holding on a lot better than that first game. 1-1 with a single minute left to go. We haven't seen Team Vokoda putting it together as well as they were before, as a close chance by Chutney Chops goes. But they're looking a bit awkward at times. I think we'll be looking at Complex with this game, obviously. Hat-trick in his last one. Can't help but feel that he might be the difference maker here, but it's all looking a bit awkward for both teams. There's a shot coming out there from Malkman, but a bit wide. Complex with a chance on the other side of the pitch. 30 seconds left, and both teams very much still in this game. A very different game to the first one.
That is exactly what's happening here. The first game obviously was a 4-0 to Team Vokoda, and game number 2 seems to be a little bit more awkward for them as they're just struggling to get out of defense at the stage. Now Furi has a bit of time and he plays it to the sidewall. Hannibal, thank you for the lurk. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Rigorous Beast as well. Sorry I missed your chat earlier. But we've got 5 seconds left. We still don't have a lead here. We might be going to overtime.
Yeah, come on, put the ball down. Give me the overtime. Oh, they're just barely keeping it up. This actually might be a chance for Zorobi, a bit of a surge, but unfortunately Complex is the first one there. We have our OT in game 2. This, of course, this is match point for Zorobi. They need this win, and they've done so well in this game to keep it to just that 1 goal. So now, I don't really know what the strategy is. Maybe try and wither a couple of attacks and rely on a counter attack, but it's just looking a bit slow and awkward at time. No players wanting to make mistakes. They're taking their time, looking around the pitch, making sure they're getting these correct touches. Nobody wanting to whiff on any defensive clears. But the net's looking very open right now, and that was a bit weird. I thought Furi could have maybe shot that.
That was a very interesting hesitation
Yeah.
there from Furi. He was on the line basically, and he had a bit of boost as well, so I'm not quite sure why he just didn't go for it. Maybe he wants a game number 3. But I mean, in any tournament, you don't want to give the opposition any sort of chance, you know.
Yeah, especially if they lose the game now, you can't help but, if they do happen to lose to Zorobi here, to go back to that moment of could they have scored. But like you said, we didn't really see what happened there. Maybe he thought a defending player would get the clear, as Zorobi putting on the pressure on the other half now. But yeah, crucial chance for them gone, and we'll have to see what more they can make. Obviously, they're definitely a team that can make more chances, so we'll see what they can do now. As Complex, nice pass over to Wolffish. Close.
Well, that's a big demo there from under Ian, and it basically leaves an open net here for Chutney, but Furi makes a quick rotation, making sure that no one gets a chance to go towards their net. This is a very even overtime so far.
Yeah, neither team's looking like they really want to make that big risk. Furi with another bit of an awkward one there. It seems this game 2 has just felt so awkward from all perspectives of all players. There's 2 whiffs coming out there, but there's still no goal to end this game. And overtime goes on. We're approaching that 2-minute mark of OT. It's looking very dire for both these teams. The pressure's going to keep getting higher and higher as it goes on. And Complex gonna hit this down? Well, I'm really hoping that Zairobi can figure this one out and take us to that game 3, but it's looking very weird at the moment.
Yeah, it just seems like Vokoda are throwing away opportunities that they've had so far, not just in the match, but also now in overtime. I think they've had 2 or 3 really good chances, and they just don't take them. It seems like they got a bit maybe complacent from match number 1, thinking this is an easy win. But now, Team Zairobi has come back and said, you know what, we're going to give you everything we have. And, I mean, they're playing extremely well. It is unfortunate for them that they haven't scored a second goal just yet.
Yeah, and as we have a nice drive from Wolfish here, but Malkman's the last man back. Making sure that there's always someone back as an awkward whiff is going to go out there, but Fury going to be the first to it. Gets 50'd. We see Zairobi surging forward now, but just no one there for that third follow. It seems like neither team really wants to commit their third man forward all the way, which I think someone's going to have to do if they want this goal, or it's maybe just going to be one of these mistakes. But you can't help but feel there might be a whiff defensively, but I'm really hoping that's not going to happen. Hopefully, I don't want to put it out there much more, but 3 minutes in this overtime, it's looking a little calm from both teams now. There's a good shots coming out from Fury. No one's back, and that's going to be the game ender.
Oh man, we've had 3 minutes of overtime. Fury losing his mind on his keyboard in the game chat. And yeah, an unfortunate sweep there against Zairobi, but a good win again from Vokoda, putting them up 2-1 in the 3 matches that they've played so far.
Yeah, credit to them. That match was feeling so tense at times. Like you just couldn't help but feel no one wanted to make a mistake, but everyone was making them. So, but credit to Vokoda, they won out over the end there. Obviously, very convincing first game. And, you know, I'm still happy with how Zairobi did there. They brought that back and did very well in that second game.
100%. Now, with Team Nekuma and Team Albion playing against each other, we have a overtime at 0-0. No goals for a whole 5 minutes. And now they just started their overtime with about 20 seconds in. I'm assuming this is their second match, but I cannot be sure. Unfortunately, they didn't set up the best of 3 format, so we will have to wait and see what happens in that matchup. Now, if we have a look quickly at the other matches that have been played, let me quickly pull that up and screen my share. If we have a look quickly, currently we've got Jelov playing Obalda, we've got Romoro playing Jagele, and then of course we just watched Zairobi and Vokoda. And Albion and Nekuma is being played as well. Now, we're not quite sure yet what is the score in Albion and Nekuma. Zairobi, we know, Vokoda took a 2-0 sweep there, so that puts them at a 2-1 advantage in the Swiss bracket. Keep in mind that there are 4 rounds, so there is another one to come after this. But yeah, some really good games so far, and I'm looking forward to round number 4.
Yeah, no, this round number 4 is going to be interesting now. I think we've finally seen these teams coming together. They've had some games together, well, quite a few games together for some of them, and it's looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing from a lot of these teams. I'm liking the team plays. There's been moments of individual brilliance to help the teams in certain games, like we saw Con in that first get a hat trick, and who was it earlier that also had an absolutely huge game? It was Scraffy having huge games earlier.
Yeah, Scraffy did have a couple of big moments in his, I think it was his second match.
Yeah, so it's just great to see these names and see them pop off in different ways. And even like you were saying earlier, the Diamond players there and even Plat players, they're having a chance to come out today and show what they got. Even if it's not that flashy, even if they can't really do the same level of aerials that some of these other low GCs can, but I think everyone deserves a nice pat on the back today. It's been some entertaining games.
100%, and that's all this is about, right? There's no money on the line. There's no real prizes. Yes, there might be a couple of merchandise items. Bromeo, I'm talking to you, but otherwise, it's all just for fun and for engagement in the community, and obviously the winning team gets to have bragging rights. And for some of us, especially the sweaty ones like Fury in the chat, that is very, very important. But we're not going to hold you for much longer. We're going to take a few minutes just to see who is the next bracket, or what is the next bracket, and who is going to play against who. And then we'll come back to you with round number 4. Don't go anywhere.
Emotional damage.
You've got me saying words in my head, filling my mind with these images, yeah. And it's the way that you look at me, makes me feel like I can't breathe. It ain't right, 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 it ain't right, 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 it ain't right. Oh no, it ain't right, 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 it ain't right, 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 it ain't right. Oh no, you're calling my phone, I'm being patient, but I'm all alone. Staying faithful, and I'll never know when you're coming back around. When you're coming back around.
Yay!
Ooh, ooh.
You've got
All right, we are back with round number 4, and the game we are going to be casting on now is Obalda versus Jegele. Crazy Horse, Alex Vomits, they love OB in Obalda, Nuclear Ox, Quaster, and Akropovich in Jegele, and off we go.
Yeah, this is sure to be a cool one. We saw Obalda earlier; they were looking quite good. So hoping for the best in this match. There's a bit of an awkward miss coming out there from Nuclear Ox on the backboard. And that's going to be the first goal, sorry, not the first game.
A very early first goal here from Alex, seeing the pass from They Love OB. There was a demo at some point as well. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but good play here from the blue side. Getting a very, very early goal here to take it 1-0.
Yeah, very early there, 12 seconds into the match, and we have our first goal. But I mean, that's nothing to say about how the match is going to go. But I'm sure both these teams they've got some very exciting players. A lot of names I recognize from 2's matches. A lot of people here that have mechanics that I'm scared of. So hopefully we get to see some of those. Obviously, still looking out for some nice team plays, but I'm excited for this game 1.
100%. Now, while this game is going on, we also have Sean's spectation, or actually gameplay from him. They're in their first match between Nikuma and Remoro. That match is currently at 2-2 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Now, that sounds like a pretty juicy game, because on Team Nikuma, we've got Cyberlinks, Lolonizer, and Svelken. And then on Team Remoro, of course, we have Morris, Scraffy, and Swerve. So we'll keep in tune. We'll keep in tune with that match. But currently we are at Jegele versus. Man, I've lost all the names again. Obalda. There we go. Jegele versus Obalda with a 1-0 scoreline at the moment.
Yeah, and it's looking a bit awkward for Jegele. We're seeing a lot of these whiffs defensively, which I'm sure they'll sort out by the second game. But yeah, they just need to focus up a bit here. These have sort of been 2 free-ish goals, you can't help but feel. But they still have 3 minutes 30 in this game, so there's no need to worry. But they do need to step it up a bit here, because Obalda, as we saw earlier, they are a decent team and they're willing to take advantage of any mistake. And this is the last match. This is the round 4 game, so it's going to be interesting to see what these teams can produce. Now, another whiff there, but it looks like they're not going to concede for it. They have a chance to go the other way. Keista playing it forward, but Crazy Horse with a nice intercept. Playing the Batmobile as well. I like to see that car any chance I get.
Yeah, the Batmobile was a very popular car in RLCS a couple seasons ago, but it seems like the Octane is doing it better for Alex Vomits right now, taking a 3-0 lead here for Team Obalda. Jegele needs to do something here. They need to make it, they need to make it a bit more even. They're not really starting off well in game number 1.
Yeah, no, their team Jegele are looking very awkward on pretty much most touches of the ball so far, which I'm sure they'll get sorted out of their system, but it was just those ones defensively that really costed them. And as soon as you go down 3 goals in a series like this, it can be very hard to come back, but it's not impossible, because we still have 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Alex Vomits with a nice chance to go forward. Nice pop. Crazy Horse, the first one there, doesn't quite get the shot away. But now we have Keista here. He's got some space. Nice pop over one and bumps the last one. Should be an open net. Oh no, Crazy Horse is back. Plays into the midfield. It's just trying to play it forward, but yeah, it's looking like Obalda are quite comfortable in this series so far, and I'm sure we're still yet to see what Jegele are really capable of doing. Putting a nice shot on target. Feels like every time we try and say something about a team, they go and prove us wrong, but we love to see that, because it's still 2 minutes left in this series, 2 goals now.
Yeah, we are being hit hard today with the caster's curse. Every time we say something about a team, they go the other direction. And it's a nice goal here from Nuclear Ox, putting that just past everyone, unable to save it. And hopefully we see a bit of a comeback here from Jegele in the first match. Obviously, Obalda having had the upper hand in most of this. Double demo here, one apiece. And Jegele seems to be trying to put this game back to a level pegging.
Yeah, just nice hit forward by Acro, but even better save by Og. It's looking like they're getting it together, Jegele. There were those moments at the start, but I think they just need to put those in the back of their mind, because that is a second goal. don't know if it was an intentional leave here, but it worked out because, I mean, he's sort of baiting out the defense and Acro just having a free shot there. And suddenly 1 minute 40 seconds, and it's very doable to get 1 goal now. Credit to Jigele, this is what we wanted to see from them in this game so far.
Look, Jigele is definitely a team that shouldn't be underestimated. They may have had 3 goals against them in quick succession in this game, but they do have some quality on their team. I mean, Acro is a GC by trade, and so is Quaster. In 2s at least. Now their 3s rank is what's more important here, obviously, with Quaster coming in I think at a Champ 1 level and Acro coming in at Champ 2, balanced out by Nuclear Arcs, who is around Diamond 1, Diamond 2 in 3s rank. So they should have a couple tricks up their sleeve. As they've shown already, they have got 2 goals back. They are on the front foot here. They're trying to level things up, but I mean, this is only game number 1. We still have 2 games to go after this, should we get there.
Yeah, no, we're definitely hoping for those 2 games, and at the moment it's looking very possible. We were worried that Jigele they weren't getting it started and so many awkward whiffs, but now this is what we wanted to see from them as Nuclear Arcs are going to send that. That should be open. They've got enough players forward. It's just a bit awkward getting too far away from Nuclear Arcs, but Keister there for the follow-up. And it's a tied game just like that. 40 seconds to go. What a comeback by Jigele.
This is proper Rocket League play. You can be 3 down and still have that motivation to bring it back to level pegging. And now Jigele are on the front foot. They just scored 3 goals, one after the other, with no reply. If they continue with this form that they have now in this match, they could go on and win it.
Yeah, and you can't help but feel, what will a Boulder be thinking about that now? 3 goals up, and unfortunately they've seen that lead just diminish as the time has gone, and they're approaching their OT in game 1, and you can't help but feel like Jigele have a lot of the pressure at the moment. 3 unanswered goals from them, and it's not looking like Obalda are really getting many opportunities now as well, but nice save there. As final 10 seconds of this match, it's looking very likely that we're going to go into an overtime, but one last surge by Obalda. Can they get the read? Alex with a decent shot, but it's going high, and Keister lets it drop. OT in game 1.
Now, just to give you an idea, the scores up till now for Jigele, their first match they lost 2-0, their second match they won 2-1, and their third match they also won 2-1. So Jigele are 2-1 up in their race for top 4, as Quaster puts it in for goal number 4 and takes the win from 3-0 behind.
This was just such an unfortunate one by Crazy Horse. I respect the effort to put it onto the backboard, but it just bounced straight down into him, and that's an unlucky way to go out in that overtime. But credit to Jigele. I mean, four unanswered goals from then now after being 3-0 down. That's very impressive. And I'm pretty sure they conceded in the first 12 seconds. That takes a lot of character.
Yeah, they had a very early goal scored against them. So character is at its peak in this game. So as mentioned, that Jigele has had 2 wins so far and 1 loss, meaning that they can be quite high up on the table. In Obalda's defense, they've won their first match 2-0. They won their second match 2-0. They won their third match 2-1. So Obalda looking to solidify their top spot. If they win this, they go 4-0.
Yeah, Boulder
in the Swiss stage.
They're the top dogs, but Jigele giving them a run for their money. They need to make sure that once they get these goals, they need to hold on to it. As we see Umbalas coming in now. I'm surprised he waited out the first game, but credit to them. There was a very close first game nonetheless, and I can't wait to see what Umbalas is going to do in this game. Obviously, the previous game we saw him, he was absolutely everywhere for the team, a monumental player. So. Well, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on him in this series as Crazy Horse goes up. Unfortunately, doesn't get the connection, but Umbalas close, but unfortunately puts it a bit wide. But good pressure coming out here from Obalda. And you can't help but feel, how do they want to go about this? Do they want to score lots of goals early and just try and hold on again? Or what do they do against Jigele? Because, I mean, you can't help but have that feeling in the back of your mind to have 3 goals up in a series and to lose. But we'll have to see what they can do.
If I was on Obalda's team, I would be very frustrated at the fact that we let a 3-0 lead slip and eventually lost it 4-3. It is one of the most difficult things to defend, is a team that is capable of such a comeback. So it will be very interesting to see what kind of approach they have. They've swapped out Nuclear Ox for Uambalas. Nuclear Ox... wait, I do apologize. I have a mistake on my side. Nuclear Ox being on the other team, of course. Being part of Jegela. And
That was,
Uambalas... for Ob, thank you very much. My apologies. So Ob stepping out. Now, between Ob and Uambalas, I don't know if there's much of a difference between their playstyles. I think Ob might be a little bit more aggressive, which with Uambalas in the game might mean that they have better rotations. I'm not quite sure. So it's very cool, firstly, but also very interesting to see that they make these substitutions.
Yeah, 100%. We were obviously wanted everyone to be included today, but it's nice that the substitutions actually have an effect on the game and like the different play styles that you have to go in with. And I'm glad teams are making adjustments for that. But first goal going to Jegele here, Kisa with a nice shot. And it just sort of felt like they had a lot of pressure in that corner there, and Obalda not able to escape. But this is something we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Jegele with the lead, so are they going to change anything now, or are they just going to keep their foot on the gas as decent shot comes out there by Crazy Horse, but doesn't worry Jegele too much.
So Jegele being 1-0 up in this game with just over 2.5 minutes left. Let's have a quick look at what's happening in Alex's game. Alex, of course, playing for Albion with Atomic and Big Mac. Now, I see that he's got Melkman up against him, which is Team Zerobi. And that match is currently 1-0 in favor of Team Albion with 3 minutes left on the clock. Back in our match, though, Akropovic comes in with a goal, makes it 2-0 for his team, for Team Jegele. And now it seems like the approach from the first match for Team Obalda didn't work then, and now their approach isn't working here. They need to make a change. Otherwise, we might see a sweep here.
Yeah, and that previous goal it was really awkward. Crazy Horse, unfortunately, losing out on the possession, but there was just no one else back. Uambalas, I think, was jumping off the backboard and just got caught at a bad time. I think Nuclear Ox might have actually bumped him, but yeah, Jegele now. This is, what, 6 goals since Obalda went up 3-0, so they really need to try and fix it together, as that could have been a third. But they hold out here. It's still very doable to come back 2 goals with 1:40 on the clock. I'm sure they can do it, but we need to see more. At the moment, pressure's all with Jegele.
Look, with Obalda's track record so far, they've only won games that they've been in. They've lost one match out of 6 games, 9 games. Sorry, out of 9 games so far, and obviously being 1 down here as well. So that's only their second loss, but now it is 3-0 to Team Jegele, and now they just seem to be cruising in the driver's seat.
Yeah, fantastic solo play by Keystone there, immediately shooting after he gets off the wall, and you know, no one from Obalda really expecting that one. Solid shot. 3-0 now. It's looking a bit dire for Obalda. Now they have to start sending everyone and everything at the ball, because time's running out now, and I'm sure, you know, Jegele would be more than happy to go and score more goals or even just defend this lead, as that's looking quite open, but Alex is going to get back in time. Good demo by Uambalas to also open up some space. Demos are coming out there. They're throwing everything and switching up the strategy a bit, but 1 minute left in this series and it's not looking very good for Obalda.
It seems like Obalda is just getting a little frustrated, throwing out some demos here and there and a couple of bumps. Obviously some physical play that might work in their advantage, but is it too little too late? We've only got 45 seconds left here, and Team Jegele does not look like they're giving up this lead at all.
Yeah, it looked like they just need to Jegele needs to get a couple of whiffs out in the first game, and since then they've just been on it as a team and as individual players. I mean, Kista with the 2 vital goals in this match, but everyone's been playing really well. And even though Nuclear Ox, you know, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard, but there have definitely been moments when he's done his part. Obviously that bump for their second goal, and now he gets a goal of his own. Obviously the caster curse going to come through as soon as possible, but yeah, no, 4-0, 20 seconds. Jegele have played so well in this series.
That is probably it for Team Jegele and Obalda. Jegele being in complete control now with a 4-0 scoreline and only 15 seconds left. So while this game comes to a close, I see that the stream from Sean is at a standstill, and in Alex's game we have 15 seconds left, with the blue team being in the lead, which means we might go to game number 3 there, as Silent Soldier makes it 2-0. So we'll definitely have a game number 3 for Team Albion, and they are playing against Zerobi. So that is also a very interesting matchup. Oh man, game number 4 over and done and dusted. And while we're waiting for the final results for some of the games that are still being played, we can maybe have a look just at what has happened so far. So in round number 1, of course, every round has had 4 matches because we've had 8 teams playing. Now, if I need to quickly have a look at what the standings look like. So let me open another page so that we see. Okay, there's no standing right now. I'm just getting used to this website. It is still quite new to me. Let me see. Pro Swiss system placement locked. Okay. So we can't really see, a 1 to 8 at the moment. But Zerobi, let's start off with them. They've had a win in the first match, a loss in the second match. Zerobi, and a loss in the third match. So they are currently 2-1 down. Then we have Nikuma. They lost in the first match. They lost in the second match. They won in the third match, and they're currently they have lost against Remora, so they are 3-1 down as well. Obviously we know Jagele. We just watched them. They are now 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Mac.
Yeah, it should be.
Jagele. They won. No, they lost their first match.
And then they won all 3 from there, I think.
They won the second. They won the third, and now they've won the fourth. So they are 3-1 up. So interesting. Scorelines here. We're not quite sure yet what the final standings look like. Kershoff, Breezy, thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to you guys. We're just quickly wrapping up round number 4, waiting for 2 matches to still finish. Obaldo Jagele obviously just finished now, and Zerobi Albion, I believe, is going to game 3. So let's have a look what's happening there. So on the orange team we have Albion, and on the blue team we have Zerobi, and currently Zerobi are 2-0 up in game number 3 there. Silent Soldier with a goal there. They still have 4 minutes left, so there's still plenty of time for them to turn this around. But they've made it to game number 3, which means both teams have had at least a win and a good performance here. Obviously, we haven't been part of the game, so we're not quite sure how everything went down, with Silent Soldier putting another goal in the net and making it 3-0. They're looking to put an end to this as soon as they can. So, while we wait for that match to finish up and for the final standings, I think we take another 2 or 3 minutes just to gather all the information, tally up all the wins and all the losses, and then we can let you guys know who is through to next week's final, semi-finals and final. We're looking for a top 4 today. So until we know that, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Bruh.
Hello there.
against your lips. Let me fill your lungs, then breathe me out. California grown rap songs. You see, the best comes out the west. Let me blur your lines. You won't regret it. I'll take you to the moon and back. Backseat of my Cadillac. Start out slow, then play it faster. I'll fly you out to paradise. Take a hit and close your eyes. I know what you fantasize about. I know what you Grab me down, roll me up, press me up against your lips. Let me fill your lungs, then breathe me out. Press me up I know what you fantasize about. Boy, I'll get you so high. Let me blow your mind tonight. Tonight. I'll take you to the moon and back. Backseat of my Cadillac. Start out slow, then play it faster. I'll fly you out to paradise. Take a hit and close your eyes. I know what you fantasize about. Grab me down, roll me up, press me up against your lips. Let me fill your lungs, then breathe me out. Press me up I know what you fantasize about. Tonight. I don't wanna feel your fingertips on my skin. I don't wanna feel your touch if it's empty again. I don't wanna feel your cold, cold hands. I don't wanna spend another night alone again. I don't wanna feel your fingertips on my skin. I don't wanna feel your touch if it's empty again. I don't wanna feel your cold, cold hands. I don't wanna spend another night alone again.
All right, and we are back with the final matches having finished. Obviously, the last match was between Albion and Remoro, if I'm not mistaken, and that finished as well. So now the final standings, as it is ready to go for next week Sunday, is as follows. In number one spot, we've got Jegele, which is the team of Akropovich, Nuclear Ox, Koister, and Killing Fields. They are obviously the team that we just witnessed getting that reverse match again in the first game after going 3-0 down, beating them 4-3, and then taking the second game comfortably. In second place, or tied in first, we've got Jalof, which is Breezy, Freddy, Oops, and Sucky. Unfortunately, we didn't get to any of their games today. But a good showing. Obviously, 3 wins and 1 loss from them, as well as for Obalda, which was Alex and Crazy Horse, together with Wimbalas and OB, or They Love OB. So good showing from them. Also 3 wins and 1 loss. And then coming in 4th place and finishing up the semi-finals for next week, we've got Team Remoro, which is Genzander, or the Dogman as he is in game, Morris, Scraffy, and Swerve. Now, those are your semi-finalists. They will be playing next week Sunday. Times and dates and stuff will all be confirmed on our Twitter page as well as on our Discord server. If you haven't joined us, please do, to keep up to date with everything. Also follow our YouTube channel. All the updates will be posted on there, as well as some highlight reels and all the juicy stuff. Maxpresso, I had a lot of fun today. I hope you did too.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great day of Rocket League. I was so excited to come out and see like all these people I know, see how they play, see how they work together, and it didn't disappoint. It really didn't disappoint. I thought everyone did a really good showing of what they can do today.
Absolutely, and what a performance from everyone involved. I mean, even if you didn't win your match, even if you didn't play too well, you showed up, and for us, that is the most important part. It's the community that counts. And I mean, we had a lot of fun. You guys in the chat, I know you had a lot of fun, and all the players, of course, they also had a lot of fun. And I can't wait for next week. I'm super excited. It's going to be 2 semi-finals, best of 7s, and then of course the grand final, also best of 7. So put that in your diaries. It's going to be around the same time next week Sunday, before RLCS, so that we can watch both. We don't want to overlap those. So Maxpresso, thank you so much for joining me. Chat, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go raid Papa Capes because he's also an amazing human being, and you guys deserve to watch quality gameplay from him. He's currently playing Rocket League with 2 of his teammates, so that should be a lot of fun for you guys to watch. So much love to everyone. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers.
Peace.